I have gotten so many requests for this episode over the years, and I am finally, begrudgingly, doing it.
An axe murder with blood dripping from her grisly weapon.
Spoiler alert, this episode is straight up not scary. Like, at all. It watches like a rom-com. It should be called, Are You Slightly Turned On by the Dark?
Or a mummy wrapped in rotten bandages.
It's Kristen's turn, which means an inevitable costume, and the group knows it.
We're, trying to guess what act she's gonna pull to scare us.
David's like, maybe her story will be about a bra factory, or...
Whoa. Peace.
Pretty close. She's a hippie.
What's this got to do with your story?
Gary isn't swayed by her sexual advances. He's much smarter than that, and way too far gone in his affair with David.
There's an old saying that goes...
Oh, wow, she's like a free love hippie. Like a hoe, for show. Meet Julie, a 30-year-old French transfer student new to high school.
We haven't put anyone out here for years, but we're busting at the seams.
And new to the English language? Although that kind of ebbs and flows.
It's kind of far from things.
And this is Mr. Schaffner, who's a straight-up ding-dong.
Are you complaining?
She gets assigned a locker in a scary back room that nobody ever uses anymore. Locker, you guessed it, 22! Later, the least sexy scientist in the world tries his hand at flirting.
Suck the liquid into the pipette, like so.
Julie breaks her pipette while attempting to science and gets bullied by the Breakfast Club rejects.
Next time, we do it with acid.
Their names are Fritz and Donnie. Donnie is the one that looks like Carson Kressley from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Keep moving, bozos.
Luckily, Julie finds a chocolate prince in Chris, the school's resident smooth-talking, baseball-playing rhythm machine.
You okay?
Yes.
Didn't say he knew how to use a broom. Later that day, Julie is trying to eat her lunch in peace when these two beeholes start occupying her space.
She had this straw thing, and she sucked up the water.
Yeah.
Julie ducks out of the way just in time for Carson Kressley to spit milk at his amigo, which elicits applause immediately, somehow.
Yes.
Mr. Schaffner breaks up the food fight in true form.
Both of you, my office, now!
Why are you so angry, Schaffner? Oh, we'll find out. Afterwards, Julie sees the ghost of a hippie named Candy.
Don't do that.
Now, there's no contextual proof in the episode that Candy's a stripper, but, I mean, best guess.
What do you want? Look, I'm getting tired of...
That right there, her disappearing, that's the scariest part of this episode. So, unbuckle your seatbelts, I guess. We're in for a snooze.
I saw something.
Julie confides in Chris that she saw a ghost, and he tells everybody, and she's pissed.
I should have seen you coming.
Wait. Julie, I only told one person. I didn't know they were gonna make it news.
Hold up. Somebody spray painted AIDS on the locker. We're gonna watch that again. AIDS? What? How much would it suck to be the kid who got AIDS spray painted on his locker?
Hope you all got a good laugh.
Back at locker 22, Carson Kressley spooks Julie again and knocks a necklace out of the locker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, high five, AIDS. More like Tale of the 22 Subliminal Messages.
Who are you?
If it turns out the ghost can speak, I'm gonna be furious. Use your words! So Julie puts on the necklace and is transported back in time to 1968, specifically.
Candy, those beats are so far out.
Indicated by literally everything around her.
This necklace is like boss.
Everybody is high. Everybody. especially this guy.
Whoa. Be cool. Be cool.
Seriously, there's a sitar playing. Julie's like wandered into a theme party. Even Mr. Schaffner is young and sideburned for the event.
I'm waiting, Miss Warren.
Okay, so necklace goes on, and it's 1968, and she's Candy. Necklace comes off, and it's 1990, and she's the occasionally French Julie. The next day, Julie aggressively confronts Chris to talk about the ghost. Oh, it's on!
You said you told someone about what I saw for one reason. What was it?
That girl's name is Trudy. Her boyfriend just broke up with her.
There's been stuff going around about a ghost haunting this place for years.
So Chris fills her in on the legend of a ghost in the school.
I want to show you something.
Fine, but I've seen them before. Bigger than yours, even.
This necklace. I found it in my locker.
Don't put the beads on, Chris. 'Twas a different time for you.
Spooky? You haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, boy.
What happened? How'd you do that?
Who's playing that sitar? Candy's slutty friend walks up and invites them both to her party later that night.
I got the Beatles' White Album. Bye.
Beatles, White Album.
We get it! It's 1968. Jesus Christ.
Who are you?
I'm new.
Learn some manners.
Ugh. Desegregated lockers. What'll they think of next?
I'll stay late today to help. But if your chemistry project isn't done by 4 o'clock, you'll be staring at a big, fat F.
So 1968 Candy needs to finish a lab project in order to pass school. And I think Ebony and Ivory are the perfect gang for the job.
I know! It's like if we're back in the 60s. How could that happen?
Is she getting Frencher? Is that possible?
Who is Candy?
I don't know, but we can find out.
Back in the library, they find Candy's record.
Check the next year again.
I checked 3 times. She isn't here.
Oh, wait, when did things get cuddly?
That's her. That's the ghost.
Turns out Candy died in 1968 for probably like a chemistry accident. A vinegar and baking soda asphyxiation.
Let's talk tonight.
Okay, later.
So the gang splits up. Julie goes back to get her books, and Chris asks about Candy's death.
Such a tragedy.
Well, how did she die? Was she, like, sick or something?
Chris is quick to forget that people can die from things other than AIDS. Julie travels back to 1968, where she's still being hounded by a youngish Mr. Schaffner.
Nice of you to join me.
Oh, God, is this going to turn into some kind of PSA for chemistry classroom safety?
Julie? Julie!
So now Chris knows that Mr. Schaffner was the teacher in charge when Candy died, and he has to try and find Julie before she blows herself up.
I'll give you a little hint. Turn on the gas and light the burner.
It's a good thing Julie is completely ineffective when it comes to basic physical tasks. He gives Chris ample time to travel back to 1968, which he does by, you guessed it, absorbing himself into Candy. Oh wait, you didn't guess that? It's because it's insane.
Listen, Candy, she's gonna die. You gotta stop her.
Anyway, Chris manages the switch in time, but is stopped by Schaffner in the hallway.
Who are you?
I'm your future pal. Oh!
Oh, snap! Wait, what? How did she manage to finally light a candle?
What are you doing?
Chris extinguishes the candle and lays the smackdown on Schaffner.
Hey, don't you check your equipment, Mr. Schaffner?
Thank God you saw this. If you hadn't,
I would have been toast.
You can talk? Why didn't you talk earlier? This whole debacle could have been avoided, Candy.
So that's how Candy died.
Yeah, I saw her.
Back in 1990, Julie and Chris engage in a probably still controversial hug. But they're interrupted by Candy, who is the assistant principal now instead of Schaffner.
I'm the assistant principal, Ms. Warren. Candy Warren.
And she's everyone's hero. She even lays the smackdown on Bing Bong and Dillweed.
My office, please.
The end.
I blame you, subscribers, for making me watch this.
Far out.
Solid.
Psychedelic. Nito?
Nito? No, not Nito. Frank, do you know nothing about 1968? Listen to the White Album, you square.
Thanks, man.
Oh boy. I give the Tale of Locker 22 heavy-handed references out of 1968 heavy-handed references. Luckily, Julie finds a chocolate night in Chris, the school's resident smooth-talking, baseball-playing... Fuck! Oh, I will never get this sentence. It's not even that funny.